All right.
Action!
There we
Monday night.
It is.
So, guys, self-managing versus professionals. Know the difference. If you are a landlord that is watching this right now and you're tossing up between whether or not to hire an agent or self-manage, this segment is for you. Stay tuned. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Guys, Sienna Thomas, Badan, Landlord Support. We're here tuning in. If you've just watched our previous segment beforehand, we are going to be talking about self-management versus professionals.
Yeah.
Know the difference. As I mentioned, if you are tossing up between hiring an agent or self-managing yourself, this segment is for you. Badan, you're going to act as the landlord, and I'm going to act as the managing agent.
Definitely. So I think it might be easier this way because as a landlord, I can ask questions from the landlord's perspective, which most of the landlord will have. Like, why would I want a real estate agent? Or, I can do most of the job anyway.
And this is a pretty fair question that we get asked as business development managers here at Novax. Why should I hire you when I can do it myself? Well, there's a lot to it that you may not know from start when securing a tenant with publishing the property on the market, ongoing management, and then also after the tenant vacates. So we're going to be answering any of your concerns that you may have. Any questions, please pop in the comments section below and we'll get them answered.
Definitely. All right. First thing first, I have a property. And
I can help.
So renting it out. So I think the first question that as a landlord I would have is, if I rent it myself, I will save the money. I'm ready to do the work, so I'll put the advertisement up there on all the real estate platforms, and I'll be saving some money that I don't have to pay a real estate agent. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, a lot of landlords come to me and they say, well, it's cost efficient for me to do the advertisement for myself. Wrong. You do have to pay $200 and somewhat to put your property on the market on Domain or realestate.com. And I am aware it's a little bit more for realestate.com as well. And that could be standard listings or premium listings. So what Novak Properties has to offer is utilizing our tenant database to send out, hey, we got a potential property coming up on the market soon. Do you want to come and see it? Giving you no cost because we're utilizing that tenant database.
So you guys, you will have the active database of tenants that's been looking through with you guys day in, day out.
Yeah. And what's really good about that, it's not costing you any money.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can sign the management agreement and tell me, I don't want to publish the property until you utilize your database. It's not costing you any money.
Okay, that's pretty great. Yeah, the database there with the tenants, because you guys are in the field probably every day, so you know it very well. But with this current market, there's nothing out there to rent. Shouldn't I get the tenants anyway?
Good question, Badan. Good question. Not necessarily. There's a lot of tenants within DY. I believe it's over 50% of renters in DY. Now, we had a property go on the market about, 3-4 weeks ago. This was actually an amazing campaign. We got in touch with one of the owners that owned Unit 26/98 DY Parade. I'll actually pop it on my phone now so you guys can have a look.
That was a great example.
So, can you guys see? It's been leased. So we came into this property and we saw this on realestate.com and it was online for about a month or so. So as you're all aware, realestate.com is the largest system that people use to either purchase a property or rent a property. Now, we've gone in there. He goes, well, why do I need to hire you considering I do the open homes? I have the property on the market for realestate.com. Why should I pay you to secure a tenant when I've done all the hard work? Good question. Now, we went in there. We did the first open home. We didn't even pop it on realestate.com. We had it on domain.com and our website. We utilized our database and we got a tenant in there one day after the open home.
And the property is already on realestate.com.
Alrighty.
So, it's just having that professional hand and that good touch and expertise that got leased that property being 1 month with the owner itself for hours, and it was leased straight away.
Absolutely. And I also find with prospective tenants, I feel they feel more comfortable and safe when they're dealing with a professional real estate agent, as they are aware they're getting that correct information, correct legislation. As a landlord, you may not know the, loopholes or the legislation that goes along with signing up a tenancy. And that could be even just knowing the residential tenancy forms, the declaration, really. Next question, Badan.
Next would be like, do you charge us for all the routine inspections? Because I know I'm trying to manage it myself, but I won't have the time because I work a full-time job to pay the mortgage of that property. So do you guys take care of all the routines and open homes?
Absolutely. So what we do find as well is that a lot of landlords use real estate agents because it's time efficient. A lot of them have families or full-time jobs and can't do the regular maintenance or ongoing inspections or routine inspections for that property. So within that category, our management fee obviously covers routine inspections, collection of rent, doing ingoings and outgoings, routine inspections, etc. There's a lot to it that a lot of landlords don't necessarily understand. Even booking fire safety inspections, notifying your tenants, seeing if they're going to gain access or if you need to gain access on their behalf. And as we said, if you have a full-time job, you can't just run out an hour away to your investment property, 30 minutes to just open the door for 5 minutes. And that's why you have a real estate agent.
I think it makes sense. The property we just did an example one in DY Parade. Like when we went there to meet him, we asked, "Are you doing open home?" And he was like, "Yes, I haven't been punctual." So it doesn't kind of push yourself to do the open because you are the one managing it. So, but if you have a professional real estate agent, they are there day in, day out.
Day in, day out, answering the phones, answering those inquiries, booking those private appointments, doing those open homes. Even if no one has registered for the open home, we are there on time to 20 minutes to 30 minutes, coming back to you with all of the feedback that was provided to us at that open home as well. And I think what's really, really important as well when listing your property on the market and selecting a tenant is the process of the applications. And as a landlord, you're doing a private management, so you don't have the resources to verify their documents. We do.
Definitely.
So we do our due diligence. We make sure that the tenant can pay their rent on time, they can take care of the property, and that they're going to have clear communication with you as well.
So that means you guys as a real estate agent will take care of all the application, check the background, how they have been renting in the past, have they got their full bond back in the previous rental property? So all those things.
And we all do that. And as a landlord, you don't want to be doing those reference checks. How much do they get paid rent? It's not fun for anybody.
Basically, we're paying for good service. So I guess that means like when you have that good database and good professional thing happening there, does that mean you'll get higher rent if you go with the real estate agent?
Absolutely. Look, when you go with a real estate agent, you're getting nothing but the best. You're getting the best photos, the best communication. What else? What's another third? Come on, Badan.
Best price.
Best price? You're definitely getting more for your rent. Definitely. And we can provide that opinion as well. You might look at your property and say, oh, that's worth $600. But we'll go in and be like, no, it's provided with a dryer. You got a storage cage at the back. You can utilize that for $50 more per week for your property.
I guess that's more, I think that's more easygoing rather than if I am a landlord and I am managing my own property, I have a personal relation with the tenant. So if I have to say anything that's, hey, please do this, please do that, there might be a little hesitation or might not be as comfortable because you have to have that tough conversation. But if you have a real estate agent reach out on your behalf, you're not the bad person.
Yeah, of course.
So, how does that go? Like with
well, property managers, we don't have any tolerance for rent arrears, and that is number one on our list when we walk into this office every single day. We check, has our tenant paid on time? When are they paying rent? What's going on? And also keep in mind is that we're human beings too. We understand the struggle, the cost of living, and so we like to add that personal touch to it. Our property managers will call you, hey, how's it going? We understand that you haven't paid rent in a week. can you let us know what's going on so we can relay back this to the owner? And we also come up with solutions as well. Problem solving is a really big thing in property management. And as I said before, you might not have the time to resolve those issues. And that's why you hire a property manager, because they have that experience to look through those loopholes.
So I guess, you are getting all that experience because you're going through that every day in, day out. You have all the possible hits that you're probably going to get.
Yeah.
You're getting as a property manager.
Definitely.
So because every property is different, and me as a landlord wanting to rent out myself, this is my first time. So I'm pretty much a beginner. But they have been in the fields for a very long time.
Yeah.
So they know how to go through the corners and get the best out of that particular property.
Yeah, definitely. Have you got any other further questions for me?
I think that's pretty much all I got. But yeah, most of them I think
We covered.
I think the cost is the most thing that landlord kind of think, it's investment property. To me, the numbers have to make sense. I want to save money.
It's
right?
an investment property.
Investment property, right?
Exactly.
So,
you need to make sure that $1 million bag of cash
that
is
I'm
not
giving to you.
Yeah, you're giving to me.
Yeah.
I have experience in managing investment
Definitely.
properties. And as a new landlord, you don't.
Yeah.
And you need that guidance throughout that process, and you need that support, and you need that advice to be able to have your property managed effectively, and make sure that your property is in good condition once the tenant vacates.
Definitely. And I think one of the most important factor is if you have real estate agent, everything is done in a process. You'll have everything on paper. So if anything does go
Don't show
wrong,
our notes.
if anything does go wrong, you have something to come back to. Okay, at this stage, this was done. Like all of these were done at some point. So you have that, in a legal way, you have everything like evidence in a written form if you have a professional real estate agent.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing it myself, I might not know the things that has to be done.
Exactly.
And I might just be like, don't worry about it. I'm managing it myself.
And it comes back to that we have the resources.
Yeah.
We have the resources. We have the experience to make sure that your property is in safe hands. And we have history of that. Novak Properties, we manage over 1,600 rental properties over the Sydney region. And that's why we're Landlord's Top Choice, because our 3 properties managers, Bronca, Tina, Cleo, shout out, you guys are amazing. You got 10 to 15 years plus experience, and that's why you guys are top choices.
But yeah, like property managers are something that's a very, they kind of take the first hit.
Yeah, of course.
Like if something goes wrong, we call them. And if something goes wrong, we call them.
Yeah.
And it's the expertise that comes in hand, how to take care of that and deliver it properly. So in this kind of scenario, the message you convey, the way you say it makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
And like I mentioned, if I have a personal relation with the tenant that I'm managing a property, it might be tough to say a few things.
Yeah.
They might take it to the heart and, they might damage the property. He said this.
And it could get personal as well. You could have your let's say, a family, you have your daughter living at your investment property. She's paying behind in rent. You don't necessarily want to pick a fight with her about it.
Yeah.
You would like someone to approach her being hey, we're missing your rent. Can we please sort it out? And we take that approach as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's a peace of mind at the end of the day. I know you're paying for a service, but you're getting that quality service in return.
Yeah.
So you're getting your money back in terms of service.
Mm-hmm.
So there's peace of mind. You might be somewhere far away from that property, but it's taken care by a trusted real estate agent. So
boom.
There we go. So I think
boom.
we covered pretty much everything. But yeah, if you need any further details and want to know more details about it, we are always here 24/7.
Yep.
Feel free to reach out anytime. Any of us are more than happy to help.
Yeah.
Did you want to add anything on that?
We love our tenants. We wouldn't be here if we were without them.
Definitely.
Guys, have a lovely night, and we're wishing you a great rest of your week.
All right. Good night, guys.
See ya.
Bye.